Greetings, YouTube. Once again, happy Friday. I want to take some time on my channel today to talk about the April event, otherwise known as Bounty Missions, an event that kind of triggers my annoyance because traditionally this has been the most annoying, least rewarding, sort of like the MCOC version of having to file taxes every couple times a year because they were pretty difficult, especially the toughest ones. They were not easy, they were not fun, and the rewards did not justify the energy usage, the time that it took to do, or in my case, having the curse of only triggering bounty missions when everybody was asleep. So it didn't matter anyway because I wasn't going to have 15 people join by the time that it was over, so it was just a wash. And so my last bounty missions, I basically said, Kabam, please never bring these back. I don't think anybody enjoys them. There are so many better variations of side quests for you to bring. And I also thought, hey, with the new Avengers movie coming on in April, doesn't it make sense to have a special Champions Clash from one of the stars of the movie doing their own favorite champions, or maybe an Avengers-style Champions Clash with certain champions in the rows? Maybe they'll still have that. I don't know. But let's talk about the negative zone, because ironically that's where we threw the dungeons in terms of our excitement. It was all negative into the negative zone. The team has said that they want to make improvements to this, kind of like how dungeons at first was a pain, but then it got better. So let's just take a look at what this post says and see if we agree that it is better. Negative zone bounty missions are short, specific objectives that are activated by you or a member of your alliance. Once they are activated, the path to the negative zone is open for a limited time, so act quickly to complete as many difficulties as you can. The bounty mission contains bonus rewards if 10 or more members of your alliance participate. For some reason, I have in my head that it was 15, but maybe it was just 10. I don't know. Maybe 10 is 5 less. Either way, 10 is still a third of a full alliance, so that's not like it's easy to do with just a few people. So be sure to communicate when activating these quests to maximize your rewards. They will be available between April 3rd and May 1st. You must be in an alliance to trigger or access bounty missions, and will have to update to the newest version of the game. How to activate them. As you complete the upcoming The Death Who Walks event quest, note antimatter currency is not available from the beginner difficulty of the event quest. You'll earn yourself antimatter that you can use to purchase antimatter crystals from the special tab of the Crystal Vault. Whenever you open one of these crystals, you will trigger a bounty mission for you and your alliance. There will also be antimatter available in a special weekly calendar. This means that unlike any other time that bounty missions have been available, you will be able to choose when you want to activate a bounty mission, which is great because ideally, if you're watching this and you're in my alliance, let's trigger these things in like the afternoon instead of 2 a.m. But beware. You don't want to activate one when an alliance mate already has one active, otherwise you'll lose your antimatter currency. An alliance can only have one bounty mission active at any time, and you can only activate one every 8 hours, meaning 3 times per day. Not really. Like, if you activate one at noon and then you activate one at 9 p.m., you're not going to activate another one at 5 a.m. Come on, people. The missions. Bounty missions are short, 2-fight quest available in 5 difficulties. Now that is awesome. 2 fights per quest, that is a huge improvement from what I remember these being. There are no rewards for 100% exploration of the mission, so there's no need to do any difficulty more than once. That's also awesome. Here's what you'll get for completing these missions. All right, so let's just skip right to the epic, right? 200 5-star shards, okay. 75 tier 5 basic fragments, okay. 1250 gold and 15 6-star shards. 15. So if you multiply that 3 times a day and you add it with master, that's 600 plus 375. That's almost 1,000 5-star shards per day. Now, of course, that's assuming you do 3 per day, and I doubt that will be the case. But if you do 1,000 5-star shards per day, there is a likelihood that you could get around 30,000 5-star shards by the end of the month. That's really, really good. The 6-star shards are not going to be tremendous. In fact, if you do the 6-star shards 3 times a day, that's only 45 6-star shards, and you multiply that times 30, and you are looking at just over, 10% of a 6-star hero, so that won't be that exciting. But the 30,000 5-star shards, that really is going to be what I focus this video on and what I focus the pitch to people, because that's going to be what gets me into the negative zone bounty mission, is just knowing, hey, I'll open about 3 more 5-star basic crystals, or if you want to go for featured, you can open 2 more featured 5 stars by the end of the month. So that is exciting. I like that you can determine it. It is kind of weird that you can lose your crystal opportunity if you choose to open them during a bounty, and I'm sure some people are going to make that mistake. So spread that news to your alliance to hoard all crystals. Remember, these are very short quests, and you'll be able to complete many of them over the course of the month. Yes. If 10 Alliance members complete the bounty mission, all members of the Alliance will receive 55 shards. Okay, that's also really cool, because that gives people more of an incentive to join. Because in the past, like, I had people who I enjoyed being in Alliance with, but it's really annoying to have people be like, hey, Prof, I know you triggered a bounty mission, but sorry, man. You're a cool guy, but it's not really worth my time to help you out. Sorry, bud. Like, that just sucks. It sucks when somebody in your alliance like literally tells you in the chat, yeah, hard pass. I'd rather do alliance quest or just drink. I don't know. That's all, summoners. We'll see you in the negative zone. I still think the negative zone is quite the title. I'm sure it has something to do with comics, and the Marvel experts will be like, oh, the negative zone is an awesome title. But, you know, it's just ironic when typically people are negative about this, and then you call it the negative zone. It does have some chuckle factor, if you will. Well, I'm actually optimistic about this. I try to promote content I believe in, and I also am critical of calling a spade when things are anti-player or if they're just plain annoying. And I do think the 2 fights, not having to do 100% difficulty because there's no exploration rewards, so it's not like you have an incentive to spend more time completing these. And the 5-star shards are really going to add up. I think that's going to be the takeaway for most people by the time the month is over. And this is one of those things where if you do these bounty missions every day, you got to have to remember that this is just a side quest, right? This is just an addition to all the other rewards we'll get from the daily calendar. And I still think that the event quests need to be buffed for rewards. I've talked about that in many videos in the past 6 months, and I'll continue to hammer that home. Just thinking about today's special 5-star Signature Stone Crystal offer and how for 200 units, if you're uncollected and above, you can get twice as many 5-star Signature Stone Crystals as you get by 100% completing the Master difficulty. It just doesn't make any sense. The game has clearly evolved, especially when it comes to 5-star 6 stones, to where you need to get double or triple or even quadruple what you're getting now, especially when you consider that future paths of Act 6 look to not even be able to bring 5 stars in. Kabam really needs to incentivize their marketing and even just the way that they put out rewards to have 5 stars be easier to max. It also would go a long way if they finally expand the amount of 5-star 6 stones you can hold per class from 100 to 200, so you actually can hold enough to max Sig and awaken 5-star. If you pull that 5-star and even just use an Awakening Gem on them, you'll have, obviously 199 more 6 stones to put into them. So, kabam! Not sure if you watch my videos. Sometimes I think you do, sometimes I think you don't. But regardless, those are some pretty easy changes you can make, especially the inventory cap limit changes that will absolutely be a huge help to players, and they will reward you by staying loyal to you as we continue to fight new content in the game. So, are you excited about bounty missions? Do you still think they suck? Comment below, let me know, and as always, thank you for watching and supporting my Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube channel.